All right, let's talk about something that drives everyone crazy at work. You're digging around for that one piece of info. You know it's somewhere, but you just can't find it. Today, we're going to look at some amazing tech that promises to fix this by creating a central brain for your entire company. A brain you can just ask anything.
I mean, come on, we've all been there, right? You're desperately hunting for that latest HR policy, or maybe it's a sales report, or that one super specific technical sheet. Where is it? The shared drive, an old email, a SharePoint site nobody's touched in years? Before you know it, you've spent way more time searching than actually working. It's just total digital chaos.
And look, this isn't just you being annoyed. For a business, this is a huge drain on productivity. Just think about it. When your team can't find what they need, everything just grinds to a halt. So the real question isn't if we can fix all this information chaos, but how.
So what if we just flipped the whole approach on its head? Instead of digging through endless files, what if you could just, ask? Let's dive into this really powerful idea, giving your company its very own private Google.
This quote really nails it. We all know how Google works, right? You ask a question, you get an answer. Simple. Now just imagine that exact same smooth experience, but it's only looking at your company's stuff. All the private documents, the data, all that collective knowledge. That's the big idea right there.
And the technology that actually pulls this off is called Amazon Kendra. Now this is way more than just a search bar you stick on a web page. It's a really intelligent service, and it's built from the ground up to understand and sift through all of your internal stuff. And here's the key. It gives you precise answers, not just a long list of links.
Okay, so how does this thing actually work? It kind of sounds like magic, but it's really just some very smart tech that's designed to understand what you really mean when you ask a question. Let's break it down.
The whole process is actually pretty simple, but it's incredibly powerful. So first, you just ask a question naturally, like you're talking to a real person. Then, behind the scenes, Kendra goes and securely crawls all of your company's data sources. Now, step 3, this is where the real magic happens. The AI figures out the meaning behind your words, not just the keywords you typed. And that's what lets it do the final step, give you a direct, spot-on answer instead of that endless list of links you have to dig through yourself.
Let's be real. A company's information is never in just one place, right? It's scattered absolutely everywhere. SharePoint, Google Drive, databases like Amazon RDS, you name it. The real power of Kendra is that it can connect to all of these different places. It acts like a single unified brain that can finally access and make sense of everything, no matter where it lives.
So the secret sauce behind all of this is something called natural language processing, or NLP for short. All you really need to know is that this is the technology that lets you stop thinking like a computer. You don't have to play that guessing game with keywords anymore. You can just ask a question, plain and simple, exactly like you'd ask a coworker.
This really lays out the massive difference, doesn't it? With traditional search, you're just playing a keyword matching game. It finds documents with those words and basically just dumps a long list of links on you. Kendra's Smart Search is a whole different beast. It actually understands the context of what you're asking. It gets what you mean. This isn't just a slightly better search. It's a complete shift from searching to getting an answer.
Okay, enough theory. Let's make this super concrete. What does this whole shift from search to answer actually look like when you're using it? Okay, here's a perfect everyday example. An employee just types in a simple, direct question in totally normal language. When is the annual company meeting? See? No weird commands, no trying to guess the right keywords, just a straightforward question. And boom, here's the result. Notice what it's not. It's not a link to some dense HR document. It's not a calendar invite you have to click and open. It is just the answer, plain and simple. Direct, immediate, and accurate. The whole goal here is to just get rid of that annoying gap between having a question and getting the answer.
So when you think about scaling this up across a whole organization, you realize you're doing something way bigger than just making search better. You're basically unlocking your company's collective brain, all of its history, all of its knowledge.
And that, right there, is why this matters so much. When every single employee can get instant, accurate answers, they just naturally start making smarter, faster decisions. All that time that used to be wasted digging through files, it gets converted directly into productive work. We're talking innovation, solving real problems, and actually moving the business forward.
So I'll just leave you with this one question to think about. Seriously, imagine it. What if every single piece of knowledge your organization has ever created wasn't buried in a document somewhere, but was available as a direct answer, right when you need it? What could you and your team really achieve with that kind of power at your fingertips?